All right, what's going on, guys? It's Andrew and Sid back here with another episode. We've made it to episode 3. Today we've got a few different topics for you, and we've also got a game to play. So, let's get into it.
Okay, I like how you said we made it to episode 3. Like we have survived. So our
Oh,
first
God.
topic, if you haven't seen it in the news, basically a doctor who was working in New York City, I believe in the ER ward, just to pay her respect, her name was Dr. Lorna Brin, and she allegedly committed suicide due to the stress of working at the hospital and kind of seeing never-endingness of the COVID-19 cases pour in. It was reported that she had the virus herself. I'm kind of unclear whether she got over it or whether she still had it, but nonetheless, she did take her life because of it. So, what are your kind of initial thoughts when you hear this?
Um, I think it's pretty strange that someone working so hard to fix it kind of gave up, but I have no idea what that kind of pressure feels like. And I just want to make a note that we're just focusing on this doctor because she was working in kind of the epicenter of
Hmm.
the crisis right now, but I'm sure there have been plenty of other people who've unfortunately done the same thing, so we also pay respect to them. But we're just focusing on this one just to spread the awareness. Yeah, sorry I got off topic, but yeah, I
No,
don't.
yeah.
It's a very strange thing. I don't know.
One thing I always think about, not this just with this particular doctor, but with other people who do commit suicide, and I don't want to spread any false information because I've personally never been through that.
Mhm.
But you always have to question. It's like, well, in the case of the doctor, was the pressure from work the only thing that like made her commit suicide, or is suicide more complex than that? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like, do you think
It's
there's just a sole reason you can always pinpoint, like, yeah, that person did it because XYZ?
no, I think it's tough to tell, and it's pretty sad that like she probably didn't have much time at home too, so
Right.
no one besides her workers probably really noticed like something was off. So that could have been a playing factor in it too.
Oh, that's true. Because if, I mean, I assume, I don't know. I assume she was working a lot.
Right.
I
Like
don't know.
maybe like the workers didn't know her as well as family did, so they couldn't like pick up on like okay, something's not right here.
Right.
Yeah.
My, my other thought when I kind of saw this story was, did the media have an effect on her in any way? Just because I know, and a lot of people listening obviously know that we're bombarded with COVID-19 news basically 24/7. Um, and I don't want to say it's not as bad as it is, like, oh, Corona, brush it off. But I definitely think the media has made people very anxious.
Right. Yeah. But what do you mean that the media like put more stress? Like, do you
Uh,
think it caused?
yeah, um, I guess my thought, and I don't know, like, I am just speculating. I just want to make that 100% clear on this sensitive of a topic. But I just kind of envisioned this doctor working really hard at a hospital all day long, and then whether she go home to her family alone, I don't know. Maybe she flips on the news, or maybe her family flips it on, because they haven't been on the front lines all day.
Mhm.
And the media doesn't particularly report a lot of positive things about Corona. It almost seems never ending.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering if that added to it. Like you go to work, all filled with all this negativity, and then you come home, and the media is kind of making it seem never ending.
Right. So you basically come home from work and it's just the same thing all over again. It's like never ending dealing with the same problem. Yeah, that's definitely gonna drive someone crazy.
Exactly. Like, do you think the media has been accurate or like responsible during this pandemic, or do you think it's kind of contributed to people feeling panicked?
Oh, panicked definitely, but I don't know about accurate. Cause I mean, all
Hmm.
like the false numbers being reported, and like all like the media, like not really like trustable sources
Right,
spreading
right.
like different rumors about things, and we've actually got a topic about that later, spreading rumors about something. It's just you don't really know who you can trust.
It's kind of sad though, because we like depend. Well, the theory is we're supposed to depend on the news to inform us.
Right. It's totally backwards.
Yeah, nowadays I feel like it's more to entertain us. Like, do I dare say that? But
Yeah, you're not wrong.
um, I kind of also found it interesting that so this doctor was in NYC, right? Like the heart of the coronavirus pandemic in
Mhm.
America. It's just so interesting, maybe how intense people are feeling in New York. But like for example, like I live in Texas.
Mhm.
We don't particularly have a ton of cases, um, so the atmosphere is a bit different.
Right.
Like, what's it looking like in Massachusetts?
I think we're one of the top 5 for cases.
Mm-hmm.
So, um I was out earlier, and basically everyone you drive by has a mask on, and streets are pretty much empty. And I don't know. It's definitely different. You can notice that
Oh
like
yeah.
something's missing for sure. It's very
Speak.
weird.
You said driving wearing mask, and this was a news report in Texas.
Let's hear
Um,
it.
this is gonna outrage you because it outraged me. They reported on the news that a woman, and I'm not making light of this, it's awful when someone dies. This woman passed away because she was wearing her mask in her car. Basically, she was wearing her mask all day long, even when
Mhm.
she was in her car alone. And she died of suffocation because, like,
Oh my god.
you're not supposed to wear it. Like, you can wear a mask, that's fine and dandy, but you're not supposed to wear a mask for like 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you're supposed to like remove it and you know have real air.
And I was just outraged because I'm like, and I'm not saying her, but obviously after this segment, the news people have this whole segment about like things you shouldn't do with your mask on. Like maybe you shouldn't drive alone with your mask on, or maybe you shouldn't go jogging with your mask on. And I
Right.
was just like, are people this like simple minded that they need the news to tell them this?
Yeah, it kind of seems like common sense. You would think,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's just like the Trump disinfectant thing, what he said about, if it was a joke or not. And Lysol had to release a statement that said, we don't condone the injection of disinfectant.
I can't even believe that he said that. That was so funny.
But like, my question is, why does Lysol have to put out a statement to say, hey, don't do that? Like,
Because people were doing it.
are people doing it? Why?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have been.
Oh my gosh.
It's so crazy.
I think I have more faith in people than I should. I think I
Same.
do. Like it's like America is like a bunch of toddlers and we're like, "Oh, don't inject it. Oh, don't wear your mask there."
Yeah. Maybe not listen to everything that Trump
Yeah.
says. Well, listen to like the Surgeon General, listen to Fauci, even though there's been some speculation about him lying too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's really crazy. Like who can you trust?
I don't know. But to wrap the whole coronavirus this session up, this topic, we just want everyone listening here on the podcast. We want to be an advocate for mental health, of course. Um, so if you ever feel like you're in that situation, we're just giving out the National Prevention Hotline, which is 1-800-273-8255. Um, yeah, so that is a resource for you.
Yeah, and if you're a frontline worker, we thank you. We appreciate it. All the hard work.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So Andrew, do you wanna introduce this one? Because I think you're a bit more hype about this topic than I am. I'm more like fearful for my life.
Okay. Well, let me ask you one question.
Okay.
Is Kim Jong Un alive?
What a dramatic way to introduce it.
It's just such a puzzling question. They're just so like removed from the world. Like, have you seen pictures of North Korea at night? It's just completely pitch black. They don't turn any lights on.
Now, is that some kind of like a mandate? Like, I don't know.
No, I think they just shut down all the power because they just. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Well, for those of you who don't know, maybe you've never heard of this Kim Jong Un guy. Okay, just to fill you in, this is the dictator of North Korea who has ruled since 2011. During his time, I assume, right, or is it alleged, the country has grown in their nuclear arsenal, or is that incorrect?
I'm pretty sure. Well, they haven't really been successful in any of their launches. Like, you can watch videos of it just going straight back into the ocean.
Maybe, maybe I should say they've been working hard at it. They've been giving it their all.
But
Uh,
it's not happening. It's just not working out for them.
it's just not. The dictatorship in North Korea is passed down through the male, the patriarchy of the family, and Kim Jong Un has allegedly been unseen since April. He missed his grandfather's birthday, the celebration, the yearly celebration, and this guy never does, apparently. So it was like a
Hmm.
red flag to all the citizens.
Okay, that's weird.
So that's when they kind of started to think, where is he? Oh my gosh, he never comes out. He always comes out during this time. Like,
Right.
where could he be?
Well, he was seen, or no, sorry. He did go through like a heart surgery or something, right? And that's like how this all started. Like, people are saying that it kind of failed, like the surgery had failed, and he's not in a good state or whatever they reported.
Do you know what? Because I didn't read that part mainly because I skimmed. But do you know what kind of surgery? Like, was it like did he have some kind of blockage that they were trying to remove, or it was just more run of the mill?
I don't really think they specified what kind of um, surgery it was.
That makes sense. I don't think they would specify with him.
No.
So, what are the possibilities that you're thinking in your head? What's going on with him?
Well, I saw some crazy map, like pretty much showing the plan that North Korea had to transport Kim Jong Un from like a train station to a beach area. But who knows if that has anything to do with this? If he is, um, if he has passed away, then I'm pretty sure his sister is gonna take over. Pretty sure,
Really?
yeah. But this is just a big opportunity for other countries to get involved, especially China and like neighboring countries,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of bring their government. Well, they don't. I don't even think they work like that. Just try to bring them on the same page as every other country because they're out there for sure.
Dang, I'm okay. And like I'm not thoroughly informed on North Korea, but typically it's been a male, right? Each male gets the dictatorship passed down to them
I'm not sure.
because it was Kim Jong Un's father before him, and then his great grandfather, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I'm just kind of shook that if he does pass it on to his sister, and I have no clue. Did you read that in the article?
Oh, I've heard it from other places, not this specific one.
So let's just say speculation, people, right? Hang with us. If that's the case, then damn, North Korea, like you forward thinking, more than I thought.
I mean, I guess it could go both ways. But I'm assuming that she's gonna have the same ideas as him, so it's just gonna be back to
Oh.
the same old crap
hmm
with North Korea.
Some people and sources are speculating that he's simply just sheltering from Corona.
That's also possible, yeah.
Possible. I mean, if I were a pretty important person in my country, I guess and I had a lot of power, I wouldn't want to get sick and let that power go to waste.
Right, yeah.
But the source that I read, Donald Trump commented on the situation and he reassured everyone that he's doing well.
That's funny. Yeah, who knows? But like I said, I think it's a big opportunity for other countries to step in and kind of get them on the right track.
What's definitely scary is like, do you think the citizens of North Korea even realize what they're missing out on in life?
Oh, um, I don't. Maybe they think that this is normal for everyone because they're like totally removed like from any other country. I'm pretty sure their internet's restricted down to
hmm
like nothing if they even have internet. Like they're just totally removed from regular life, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, so I think what's sad is to not even know what you're missing out on, like you said. I mean, because once, let's say those people do find out, or once you do find out what you're missing out on, like you're typically pretty angry, right? If you've been sheltered away from that.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder if there'll be some backlash or not, or if North Korea were to ever get to that state, if because some people say that these people are so devout to him and devout to their way of life
Mhm.
that they wouldn't want to enter any kind of other society.
Right. I feel like there's two kinds of people in North Korea. The ones that are, like you said, devout to him, hail to him,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and the others that are just kind of more, what's a good word? Kind of, like adventurous, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Willing to go out and experience other things besides hailing the patriarchy or
Like you're saying, it's not at the top of their daily to do, kind of.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they have other things on their mind instead of
Yeah,
just their country.
that's true. I think there are. I could be wrong though. I think there are certain rituals like if they walk past a statue of him or something, they have to pay respect. Or if they there might be. I could be wrong. Come for me if I'm wrong. I thought there were designated times a day where they thank the leader or something like that.
I have no idea. Yeah,
I have no clue.
but he is pretty young though, isn't he? Isn't he only like he's in his 30s, right?
Let's see. Let's consult Google. He's 36. That's pretty young.
That's half Trump's age or close to half?
Yeah, close to half. Trump is 73.
Damn.
So if the heart surgery thing is true, that's pretty young, I'd say, to have heart surgery, unless you had an underlying condition to begin with.
Right. Hmm.
And you're right here, I'm seeing some articles saying Kim Jong Un's sister could be a potential successor, or his uncle, even.
Hmm. Wait, so going back up? Like
Going,
older?
I guess, and again, this is just speculation. Who knows if these are the most reliable sources, but I could kind of see that because, again, that's a male, and I know for them, they've kind of always stuck with the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And then another article I'm just glancing at does say Kim Jong Un has a long family history of heart disease and diabetes.
Ooh.
So maybe that is kind of linked to what is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, touchy subject for sure. it's kind of in the air right now until stuff starts getting confirmed.
For sure. And when I don't know. Like when Andrew was like, "Let's talk about this," I was like, "Are we gonna get killed? I don't want North Korea to come for me."
Well, they've got to go after a lot of other people too.
That's true. I've just what's interesting is I've seen documentaries on YouTube of like filmographers or documentary workers who were allowed in North Korea.
Hmm.
Obviously, they have someone following them at all time, like a federal person.
Right.
And if they decide to publish their documentary, they cannot, maybe because they've actually been there, so North Korea knows who they are.
Hmm.
They have to be very careful about how they word stuff.
Oh yeah, no talking down on anything that's going on
Yeah.
over there.
Like we can kind of be hard on it because, we're nobodies, but this one guy I'm thinking of in my mind, he couldn't say like, "Oh, they did this and it was wrong." Like he had to be more like, "It was interesting."
Oh, that's so weird. Like they don't even have any freedom of speech.
Yeah, no. And I don't know what the consequence is.
I don't want to find out either. Like just imagine if people from like the US or any other free-minded country went there. Like they wouldn't last a day. No way.
Do you think you'd be able to go there and not say anything? Or do you think you would be so afraid that you're like, "I'm not going to say anything"?
It's tough to stay. I really don't know how I would react to just feeling trapped.
Hmm.
That's like that's really tough. I don't know.
Well, you know how you were saying you don't want to find out what the consequences?
Right, yeah.
But you know what you do want to find out?
What?
You want to find out if you're smarter than a fifth grader?
I don't want to embarrass myself, but yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, look at that segue into the next topic.
What a transition. Can we get claps for that?
Thank you. Claps all around. I think we should segue into each topic that way. Just creep up on them and then, oh, hey.
I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure.
Gotcha.
Alright, so can you explain to me how this works? Because I don't even know how this
Okay.
all works.
So, Andrew and I Andrew has usually been writing the show outlines. This week I decided to do it. And I love listening to podcasts where they play a game. I think it's funny, especially if you can play along at home in your car, talking to the radio like a crazy lady. So, we are going to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? This is a TV show. It's also a board game.
Alright.
Basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to ask Andrew, or he can ask me, to pick a category. And the categories are first grade through fifth grade, and then there's the $1,000,000 question at the end. So I will pick up the card, and obviously you can't see, but I have a special reader where I can't see the question, I cannot see the answers, and I'll ask Andrew the question if we could talk about it, and if he gets it right, he gets how about he gets some views from you guys? How about that?
Okay.
Feel free to play along at home. I kind of wanted to make this an incentive, so if you answer all of them right, comment below on one of our socials or email us, and we will shout you out in the next episode.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Okay. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, so I'm going to pick first grade reading. I'm going to put the card in the scanner,
Okay.
and I'll read it for both of us. Maybe we could both try to answer.
Alright.
Okay. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits named Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and who? I know the answer to this one.
Is this supposed to be from like a show or something? I'm so lost already.
No. I hope someone at home knows this. This is classical children's literature. It's a movie. Think about it. Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and da-da-da-da.
I'm so lost.
It starts with a P.
P.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do the syllables again, like you did.
Da-da-da-da.
Pa-ba-da-da. Oh God. Um. Shoot.
It
I
sounds
have no
like
idea.
Peter Tabbit.
Peter Rabbit.
Yes,
Oh
Peter
God.
Rabbit. Peter. Does it ring a bell now that
No, it seriously doesn't.
really the Peter Rabbit movie they put out? It's like the animated version of him, but he's kind of weird looking.
I don't think I've seen it, to be honest.
Well, Andrew, you have just lost us one view.
Sorry to disappoint, guys.
Okay, Andrew, choose a category. It is first grade through fifth grade.
Let's go up the scale to second grade.
You couldn't even answer the first grade, but okay. Now you have the choice between second grade science or second grade animal science.
Oh, I don't know anything about animals. Let's just go regular science.
Okay, folks, here we go. Which was invented first, the telephone or the radio?
Oh, the radio.
Yeah, I think it's the radio too, right?
Because the radio's one way, but the telephone's two ways. So it kind of just makes sense that they worked with the one way first, and then they worked on a way to get back and forth. That's my logic behind it.
You have good logic. My logic's just stupid. My logic was like, oh, in old movies, I see the radio, not the phone.
I mean, that's a second grader's knowledge.
Wow.
Just
Shots
kidding.
fired. Okay, here we go. Okay, folks, if you are playing at home, I hope you were smarter than us because the answer is telephone.
What?
I'm surprised, actually.
I am too. Like, I thought my logic would score me a viewer there. Guess not.
We're losing them, folks. By the end, no one's going to be listening. Just for some background, let's see. The telephone was invented in 1876, and the radio was invented in 1895. Well, I thought I was with you on your logic there, so. Okay, let's go for some third grade. Shall we just work our way up?
Yeah, let's just work up the skill.
Okay, science or math?
Ooh, let's go science again.
You're right. I failed statistics in high school, so let's do that.
All right.
True or false? The hammer, anvil, and stirrup are the three smallest bones in your body? Did I read that right?
The hammer?
The hammer, anvil, and stirrup?
Stirrup?
Are you Googling? Don't Google.
I'm not Googling. I'm just Googling what they are.
I don't think that the hammer and the anvil are bones. That just sounds like blacksmith tools to me. Okay, well, I'm going to go with no because I'm pretty sure from my limited time in high school anatomy, when I thought I was going to be a nurse, I'm pretty sure that it's either the tiny bones in your fingers or the tiny bones in your toes.
Hammer. All right, so since you went with no, one of us has to get it right. So I'm going to go with yes.
So one of us has to get it right. You're going to go with yes?
Or true.
Okay, I'm going with false. Folks, make up your mind at home what you think.
They're probably like idiots. It's obviously whatever it is.
I'm shook right now. It's true.
It is the smallest or it isn't?
It is the smallest, according to this Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grade board game. Are you unsure? You're doubting the card.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I got it right, so yay. But I have never heard of any of those.
I've never heard of any of that either. I've never heard of someone say, I broke my anvil.
Yeah, right.
I broke my hammer.
They'd be like, oh, too bad. Just buy a new one.
Well, should we give bonus points? Should we give bonus points if they said false?
Oh yeah, we'll give it to them.
Okay, bonus points because I've never heard of those things in my life.
Mhm.
Okay, folks, we're working our way up. Should we go to 4th grade?
Let's do it. 4th grade.
Okay, here we go. Oh, math or social studies?
What do you think? Since I've been deciding the whole time.
Let's go with math. You know what? Let's just see what math has for us.
All right, dip our toes in the water here.
Okay. I feel like the host. What's his name? Jeff Foxworthy or something?
I
Okay.
have no idea.
You don't know Jeff Foxworthy?
No.
Okay, wait, pause. Hold on. Are you smarter than a 5th grader host? Oh. Does John Cena host it? Am I corrected?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm looking it up and I'm seeing John Cena. Well, okay, back in the day, it was Jeff Foxworthy, and I know.
Oh, so it says here previously aired on Fox, where it's hosted by Jeff Foxworthy. So I guess they rebranded.
Jeff
Oh.
Foxworthy's gone?
They moved from Fox to Nickelodeon.
Are you trash? Absolute trash.
Nickelodeon's taken over, I guess.
Oh, I'm deeply offended. Where did Jeff go?
I guess like he must have been signed with Fox instead of Nickelodeon, so
That makes sense to me. His last name was Foxworthy, so
right, it's got to be
more on
worthy
brand.
to that channel.
Okay. Folks, math. When a number is halfway between two numbers, do you always round up or do you round down?
So in between 1 and 2 is 1.5, right?
I say you round up.
Correct. I'm gonna go with that too.
I'm gonna go with that. Do we need to discuss the logic on that?
I don't really think so. I'm pretty sure it's.
I'm confident. That's a pretty basic thing. Yep. Answer, folks, is you always round up.
All right, let's get an applause. Woo!
Who knew we'd be such an educational show? Who knew? Does this relate to my profession? Who knows?
E.
Andrew, 5th grade social studies or 5th grade English?
Oh God, I'm awful at English, so I'm gonna go with social studies.
Okay, let's go with social studies.
Uh-oh.
I'm just laughing because I have no clue what the answer is to this.
All right, let's hear it.
How many senators are in the U.S. Senate?
Ooh. Okay.
God, I have no idea. What are you, like, naming them in your head?
No, I'm pretty sure, isn't there 2 for each state?
You're thinking of representative, no? Or is that a senator? Is that the same thing? Because the bigger states get more than one, right? Depending on the population.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right? I don't know if that's a senator, if that's a representative, but I thought like a small state could only have one, but let's say a big state like Texas could have 2 or something.
I think that's. Oh man, isn't that what representatives are? Because they represent their counties or whatever it is. And
That's the only logic I'm going over. Representative represent.
Yeah, so senators would be different.
That is my logic. That is what I'm going with.
I'm pretty sure I talked about this like recently too. I'm gonna go, since there's 50 states, and I said there's 2 for every state.
Yes.
So I'm going with easy math, 100 senators.
Are we bad Americans?
Whoa. You don't know if I got it wrong yet.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll play devil's advocate. Let's just say a number, 37.
Wow, shooting low.
I don't know the logic behind it, but let's just see. Oh, You were right.
Let's go.
100.
I knew that answer. I knew it.
I am shook you knew that. I'm not even quite sure what a senator is. I'm be honest. Come for me. We're talking about politics. I don't know what a senator is. Speaking of this,
Oh, you know how I know?
how?
Because I was watching the like the impeachment articles getting voted on,
Yeah.
and I was just like sitting there. Okay, one voted for this one voted for not, one voted for this. And then when they tallied it up at the end, it was like I know there were two independent ones,
Uh-huh.
and then there were more Republican members that showed up than Democratic. So yeah, I remember that. So that's kind of like how I remembered.
So are you confirming that TV taught you something?
Yeah, shout out Fox News. Yeah, they taught me how many senators.
Confirmation, folks. You have it here. Watch TV. You learn how many senators there are in the U.S. Okay. Are we ready for the final $1 million question?
All right, let's hear it.
There is no topics. It's just a surprise.
Wait, what?
There's no topic on the card. Like the past ones have said fifth grade math, science. This just says $1 million.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I can dish out this kind of prize though.
This is a tough one. What newspaper editor wrote "Go West, young man, and grow up with the country"?
What news? What? Wait, repeat the question.
Okay, the question for $1 million is, what newspaper editor wrote "Go West, young man, and grow up with the country"?
Okay, so let's use logic here.
Okay, using that logic and not wearing my corona mask during this logic.
Okay, so what do you think, like what party, like what news article do you think would say that? And then we can kind of sort it out from there.
Okay, here's my train of thinking. First, I thought it was Benjamin Franklin because wasn't he heavily involved with the printing press and with newspapers?
Wait, you're going way back to Benjamin Franklin?
But then I thought maybe the news article had to do with westward expansion because it says "Go west, young man, and grow up with the country." Like the country was growing.
Okay, all right.
That's
I'm
kind of
on the
my
same
logic.
page.
Don't know if Ben Franklin was around during westward expansion, but those were just two different thoughts.
And I just learned about the expansion last semester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we know it must be around like the 1850s time period.
They had newspapers, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, because during the Revolution in 1776, they had the printing press. Yes,
Right.
okay. Yeah, I feel good about that. So we know, I don't think this is recent. Do you?
Oh, definitely not. Go west, young man, and grow up with the country. So that means like the west of the country hasn't been developed. That's what I'm assuming from that.
Mm-hmm.
So we
That's
can
what I
kind of use
get.
that as a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and grow up with the country.
And it's a newspaper editor. I don't know.
An
That's really
editor?
specific. Newspaper editor. Maybe, but they wrote it. So I guess whoever wrote this article wrote the newspaper.
I'm trying to think of the articles that I read back then.
Back in 1800s?
Yeah, from like the class that I just took.
I'm gonna go with Ben Franklin. I know that sounds weird.
Well, I've only
I
read
don't
a
know.
few, and the one that comes to mind is Manifest Destiny.
Do you know who wrote that though?
God. I know it like starts with like green. I'm gonna go with like
I'll give you it
something
if you can
green.
get part of it right.
Something Green, like well, you said Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Something Green, or like it sounds like green. I don't
Is
know.
that your
I
final thought?
I have no idea. Just I don't know.
Or do you want to lock in that answer though?
Yeah, just lock it in.
Okay, he's locking it
I'm
in,
locking it in.
folks. Here we go. Drum roll, please. I am so mad at you. I think you got it right.
Something Green?
Was this what you were thinking of? Horace Greeley? Or is that not what you're thinking of at all?
Horace?
Horace
What did he
Greeley.
write?
He wrote, "Go west, young man, and grow up with the country."
Okay, I'm gonna look up Horace Green and what he wrote.
Was that what you were thinking?
If I get oh my god, what did I just say?
You said green. You said
No, what article did I say? I said
manifest destiny.
Manifest Destiny, okay. Wait, how do
Okay,
you
if
spell Horace Green?
H-O and then the word race
Okay.
and then Gree, Gree, Ley. If he wrote Manifest Destiny or whatever you're thinking of, then you have it.
Okay, Horace Greeley was an American newspaper editor and publisher who was founded and editor of the New York Tribune. What did he write?
While Andrew searches for that, if you got this right, applause to you because I have no clue. Should we say if you got all of them right, Andrew, or if you got all but one right?
I think I got a few wrong, didn't I?
No, I'm saying the listeners.
What do you mean? I'm confused now. I just used up all that brain power.
Executive decision. If you're playing along at home, if you missed one, then comment down below and we'll give you a shout out in the next podcast.
Oh crap, it was.
It was?
Manifest Destiny, yeah. I had the year wrong. It was the 70s, not the 1870s, not the 1850s.
Well, I bow down to you. You got it. Man.
Well, I mean, it's still fresh in my head. I took it like 5 months ago, but 6 months ago.
See, I take in like all the info to pass the class or whatever, or to pass the class. I'm graduating college, as you guys didn't know. And then I dump it. I just dump it all out. Don't need it. Well, are you ready to wrap this up with our last topic?
I'm ready.
Now, in Are You Smarter Than Fifth Grader, we discussed a lot of true facts, right? Right? Bear with me. But are you ready for some true crime?
Ooh, another transition.
Another
Let's get some props for that. Wow.
Ooh. So, this is not recent news at all. But on a personal level, I've been watching a lot of true crime documentary channels. Shout out to Stephanie Harlow on YouTube. Now, are you familiar with the O.J. Simpson case?
No.
At all?
No. I know who that is, but that's about it.
Okay, what about the Casey Anthony case?
Same thing. Totally lost.
Well, I'll present the main idea to you in the best way I can, in an unbiased way. Okay. And I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on it.
All right.
The reason I choose Casey Anthony and O.J. Simpson is because a lot of the general public think that these people are guilty, but neither of these people were convicted.
Okay.
So Casey Anthony was basically a mother to a little girl named Kaylee Anthony. Kaylee allegedly went missing around June. They later found her remains near the house. I won't go into detail what that looked like for the sake of just being respectful. But basically, Casey, it's reported on document that she was a party girl, kind of irresponsible, definitely a pathological liar. Literally lied. This woman lied. Andrew, she said she had a job. She didn't have a job. She would just leave the house to make it seem like she was going to work.
Wait, Casey or her daughter?
Casey, the woman.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to think what else. She would steal money from her parents, her grandmother. She'd steal money from friends. Allegedly, her daughter went missing June, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Casey didn't report her child missing until a month later.
Whoa. Okay, that's a red flag already.
And she didn't even report her, technically. Um, Casey and her mother had gotten into this dispute about a stolen car that got impounded in the impound lot. And that's when Casey told the mom, "Oh yeah, I don't know where my daughter is." And the mom called 911. So technically, she didn't even report her daughter missing.
Oh, crap.
Um, Police investigated and interviewed her. She lied about everything in the interview. She lied about working at Universal Studios. She continued to lie when the cops went to Universal and they're like, "Show us your office," and she literally lied. Um, yeah, so what are your thoughts so far before I kind of talk about what evidence there was? Like, when you hear all that, what are you thinking?
Okay, so I have a few questions already.
Okay,
So, who is Casey, the mom or the dad?
so Casey is the mom. We do
Okay.
not know who the dad is.
But you said, who did she get into a dispute with?
Her mom. So the
The grandmother of the
grandmother
kid.
of the daughter. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, jeez.
Jeez, right?
That's, like, harsh. Like, I would just be like, oh yeah, you're guilty. Just based off, like, her irresponsibility and, yeah, just basically off that.
The
But,
evidence that was presented in court was allegedly Casey's car smelled like death. There was a hair follicle found that could only be found on a dead person's body, allegedly. Um, and Casey's computer had searches for like chloroform, how to strangle somebody, how to kill somebody.
oh yeah.
And yeah, she didn't report her kid missing for a month. So, don't come for me, Casey Anthony. I'm not saying she's guilty. I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of presenting the facts there that seem a bit suspicious.
Come for me, because I'm going to frame you and then you'll end up where you belong.
Come for me.
I'll fake my death so then she just goes back to jail.
What? But the court did not find her guilty. They could not. They had evidence that was suspicious, but they could not find evidence that pinpointed her exactly. And
yeah, but
she's now free.
she literally looked up how to kill someone. What? Okay, I'm not the expert the judge is, but I mean, come on.
I guess that doesn't mean you kill somebody necessarily.
Okay, so I'm not even gonna get into that topic. Never mind. Okay, let's hear your opinion.
My opinion is I don't know if she directly murdered her daughter, right? Like, we don't know for sure. But I definitely think she had something to do with it, or she knew more than she was leading on. Because why would you wait that long to report your child missing?
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm sure your mom, if like you or whoever was missing, would panic within 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, my mom's a Portagee, so she panics about everything, but any mother would.
Andrew, can you explain that term for the audience there?
Explain what?
Explain the term Portagee for those of us who aren't familiar with the Portuguese culture.
I think you should explain it. I'm just gonna make some people upset.
So Andrew and I are Portuguese. There's a big Portuguese population in Massachusetts,
Heavy.
specifically heavy. And a Portuguese is just a stereotypical Portuguese person, I feel like.
Crazy, panicky, just worried about everything.
Eating the massa, eating the what else?
Yeah.
The boulage. You know, if you're a man, you might be in like a white tank top with a big cross on your neck. And this is not hating because this is how my family looks. So,
Oh my god.
or like My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Have you ever seen that movie?
What is it?
Have you ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
A long time ago.
That is pretty close. Loud,
Ye-
eating in each other's business.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. There's always that grandmother. Yeah, yeah.
Always that grandmother. Oh my god. It's so accurate.
I feel like that should be a reoccurring thing now. We just gotta slip the word Portagee in there and see if anyone catches it.
Right? Starting this episode.
Starting this episode. If you can use Portagee correctly in a sentence, bonus point.
Bonus points.
Uh, but I guess just to wrap this segment up, OJ basically was suspected of killing, I think it was his girlfriend. There was a lot of evidence against him. I think he even went to like go retrieve the evidence, and he wasn't found guilty either.
The
So
evidence was against him?
there was certain evidence, and it was like a golf club and like a glove that I don't know if it had its DNA on it, but it was like left at the crime scene or it was left somewhere, and I'm pretty sure he went back to go get those things.
Oh, what the heck?
Which typically, you know, you commit a murder or whatever, you don't want anywhere. The last thing you want is the murder weapon to be around you, right?
Yeah, but like you would think that they would have it heavily armed. Well, not armed, but like guarded so that the evidence doesn't get touched. So like
Yeah, well,
doesn't really make sense.
I wasn't sure if it was like a crime scene or he went back before.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But yeah, that's those are just two people that were found innocent that I have been finding interesting.
Hmm.
Are you Googling OJ? Mm. Gotcha. I am I am dying for those of you at home because Andrew just direct messaged me and was like, "Wrap it up." Okay, to
No,
conclude,
that was a that was a question.
he claims it was a question. We really know it was a command, right? It was a Portuguese command. So, thanks for listening. This is episode 3, I believe, or 2.
Episode 3. Yeah.
Episode 3. Thanks for playing along and kind of sticking with us. This is a bit of a different format. If it, stunk, then maybe Andrew should just write the outlines from now on.
No, but we'd like feedback for sure.
Constructive, gentle feedback.
You know we're not gonna get gentle feedback if you ask for it.
Well, until next time.
Yeah, so thanks for listening. We'll be posting every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to follow our socials at Loose Ties Podcast. And same thing for YouTube. We have a new channel that we'll be posting every Wednesday, same time, 9 a.m. And before you go, in the description, since the stock prices are at a discount, I've got a link so you can join Acorns, which is basically a it's not free, it's $1 every month subscription, but you can kind of get these stocks while they're at a low price, by the dip, as they say. So yeah, if you want to use my link, you get $5, I get $5. It's a win-win. So
It's a win-win.
yeah, we'll see you next Monday.
We'll see you next time. Follow our socials and become a Portuguese.
Bye.
Bye.